Hi everybody, it is me again. I have skipped quite a few months this summer. I know for a lot of you summer is like for me it's survival, and that's what I did. I got through it, but didn't have a whole lot of time for extras with the kids at home. So welcome back, and today I'm going to do a quick update on residential detached for Marietta for August 2019 as compared to August 2018, mainly because I have 3 months missing and don't have anything to compare to this summer. So before we get started, I wanted to show you very briefly, we're in our new office. We had $1 million plus renovation to our wonderful building that we've been in for 34 years. And there's a lot of glass. It's very open. It is gorgeous. But with that, there's also not a whole lot of privacy. So you might see people walking around or someone's having breakfast back there or lunch. But anyway, I hope that you can stop by sometime and see the place. It is gorgeous. So let's dig in. All right. So August 2019 active listings is 1,101, which is only down about 7 listings from 2018, which was 1108. Let's see here. New listings for Marietta is 514 as compared to last August, which was 541. So we're actually listing about 5% less homes than we were last August. As far as sold this year, or this August, we have 338 solds. Last August was 390, so it's a 15% decrease in sold homes. So the economy is cyclical. We're going to hit a crest and eventually it's going to come down again. Hopefully it won't come down far, but we're starting to feel just a little bit of that. Average list price for 2019 would be $428,000 and 2018 is $400,000. That's a 6% increase. So even though we're not selling as much, we're listing higher. That's something to think about when you're listing. As far as sales, our sales average is $351,000, and last year it was $369,000. So we're listing higher than we were last year, but we're selling lower. These are things to keep an eye on when you're thinking of putting your house on the market. We might experience a little bit of difficulty there when you're listing high and selling low as compared to the year before. Average day to sale, pretty negligible. This year it's 35 days to sell on average, and 32. Of course, your higher end homes generally take a little bit longer to sell. And close price to original list price, we're hanging in there. Last year was 97.8%, and this year is 98%. So kind of hanging tight there. Now remember, this is an average, so we're taking $1 million homes with $100,000 homes, and we're just kind of finding the place right in the middle. So that's where we are, Marietta. Things are still looking good. Our sales price is still above $350,000, which is wonderful. It's a great number for our area. But just kind of keep an eye on things. We're still at a very good place in the market. So if you're considering selling, if you're thinking of that in that realm, I would highly recommend maybe doing that. Like I said, it's cyclical. So at some point we are going to come off this high. Now's a good time to buy and sell. So a couple things. First thing is, a lot of you got your SEC schedule magnet in the mail. If you didn't, I still have a handful left, and I'm happy to drop one off at your house if you want one. My kids love this. My kids' friends love this. And apparently my friends love this. So for our little nugget today, I wanted to talk about an issue that has come up a lot with foundational cracks. Okay, when you buy a home and has an unfinished basement, so you see those concrete walls, you walk into that home and you're like, oh, cracks. There's cracks everywhere, and everyone looks at a crack and thinks there's a large problem. That is not always the case. So if your general inspector notes that there are foundational cracks, yes, you should do your due diligence and hire a structural engineer if you feel that there's concern. So if you have cracks that are going vertical, generally those are a little less concerning, and a lot of times you'll see cracks that have that gray paste on it and then these little weep hole looking plastic things. Well, what has happened is there's probably a crack there. There may or may not have been some water intrusion from that, and somebody went to the extra step to do epoxy paste and probably a polyurethane foam fill, and those are ports that you put the polyurethane in. They're not weep holes, but that is someone who's taking care of the problem. So when you see that gray paste, generally the crack is hairline and it's tiny anyway, but it looks like a bigger deal because the paste is kind of a mess. If you see cracks that are more horizontal, that does tend to be a bigger problem because those are the kind of cracks that can blow a wall out. So my advice to you is when you see a crack, don't panic, because guess what? If you buy a home with a finished basement, those cracks more than likely are there. You just don't see it, so the concern is not there, the out of sight, out of mind theory. But if you do walk into a home you're considering buying, have a structural engineer look just to kind of calm your fears. If you see cracks on the floor, generally not quite as concerning, but keep an eye out for the horizontal ones and sometimes the diagonal ones. But always good, the next step, spend a little extra money and have a structural engineer come in just to make you feel good about your purchase. But that's it. I'm sure everybody is so glad that the kids are in school. It looks like all my friends from the north have their kids in school as of this week. So we're all jumping back into a regular schedule. And I hope that you guys have a fantastic September and enjoy your football season.